Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 story, The Head Coach, with me, Daniel. We're back today for part 45, and we've got two very important episodes coming up in the next 3 weeks or so. Today, we face Derby and Sheffield United. You can see the sides currently in 6th and 7th place. The first, of course, our live stream side over on Twitch, and we're 5 points behind them. If we get 2 wins, 4 points, maybe even 3 points, we're right in the mix for the playoffs. If we lose them, we're probably a mid-table side, which even then is a great achievement given where we came into this club. The next episode is basically cherry-picked for us. Before the international break, we face Everton away in the FA Cup quarter-final. And after what happened last time on camera against Arsenal, we can't be leaving that, can we? So if you're looking forward to a very big few days on the channel and a very big few days in this series, please do put a thumbs up on it. A massive thank you for your support as always. If you want to stay up to date, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. Slight schedule change this weekend. Tomorrow morning, instead of Cricket 22, we'll have our New Year message, which we always do each year. And then on Sunday morning, we'll have what should be the finale from Cricket 22. If you've missed any of the playlists, you can find them in the eye above. There's other stuff over on the channel as well. There's a link to the Twitch channel where you can see us with Derby County, today's opponents, and of course the football podcast for regular championship predictions, currently featuring both of these two sides. But we're 6 years in, Wayne Rooney has stuck it out, he's still in charge of Derby County, and they're in the championship playoff mix, so he deserves big credit, but we want to stop the party. We've had a very interesting month, we've lost a crucial game, but generally we've been okay still, and given where we took over this club, we've got to be pleased with where we are. So let's start by having a look at the results. You were with me for that brilliant victory at Arsenal, and almost that was bettered in midweek because we played a Brentford side, top of the league, with our reserves, and we pushed them all the way. Luka Ilic and Max Thompson, who was off the bench, got the goals, but we really played well in this game. We were unfortunate not to get the victory. Best player on the pitch, quick shout out Sergi Roberto, the January signing, good recruitment from the director of football. And we looked alright, but in the end, we just fell up short. We bounced back with 3 expected victories in a row. A 2-0 win at Peterborough with Thompson and Kalantari back amongst the goals. A 1-0 win at Sunderland, Thompson again having a little purple patch at the minute. And a 3-0 win at home to QPR. This time it was 2 for Greenwood, who came in for Thompson, and 1 for Lys Mousset, who doesn't want to be forgotten on the right. The crucial game, though, was this one. It was the defeat against Luton Town, who were in that playoff mix with us. They're currently in 5th, again 5 points above us. Isaac Hayden and Viktor Kovalenko with second half comeback goals. We've got to remember, Luton have been a Premier League side in this series, so we have got a very difficult challenge to beat teams like this. Lys Mousset again got the goal for us. Kalantari played pretty well, but it wasn't enough. We bounced back against MK Dons in the FA Cup. Greenwood, Porter and then Kalantari off the bench to win it. We went 2-0 up pretty early and looked very good. Then we threw it away at the start of the second half. But the super subs came on and changed the game. You can see 3 of the stars were off the bench late on. That brings us into these two in pretty decent form. So the plan is we're going to show these two, we're going to show Everton and Fulham, and then we're going to show the end of the season. Hopefully at that point we'll be leading into a playoff campaign rather than just a summer transfer special. But either way, it's going to be eventful. Let's start by getting into the game against Derby. A side that we've got a great affinity with in FM22 because of Twitch. A side we managed in the head coach last year, don't forget, in the Championship too. So there are a lot of fond memories of Derby. But today, they're not going to matter even a little bit because it is all about getting results. We have got a game in hand on a couple of the sides, Derby being one of them. We've got to make it count today. So off we go to one of the playoff contenders. Let's get our 11 picked. It's going to be all change from MK Dons, where we did get to rest most. We'll be back in a minute to run through the team, because now the games will be coming thick and fast. We've got a week off after this one, then it's every 3 days. And this is our squad for today's game. So a couple of players that would normally be on the bench who aren't quite fit, the likes of Rothwell being one of those. We've also taken a gamble on Greenwood, which has chosen our final sub, because Porter's there in case we've got someone who we can just bring on because we're 2 or 3 up. Very unlikely, I know. I've left Joe Williams on the bench because he's got a heavy match load and we need to protect him. He is a little injury prone. The rest of the first 11 is fully fit though, and with a week off afterwards, I'm not too worried about match load. So we've got Griffiths in goal, Darboe and Bryan the fullbacks. Bryan, one of those who came on and saved the day against MK in the Cup. Atkinson alongside Muller as centre half. Kjaer's back in the holding role with Amos and Chalobah in front of him. And in the usual front three, Mousset with 10, Thompson with 9, Kalantari 23. This is a team that was barely scoring before we came here. It's a team where Mousset and Kajer won't get in a game. Look at them now. What a team we've created. Can they deliver today? Because the last time we played against a side like this, it was Luton away, and we didn't quite get over the line. So a big test, a big challenge for our playoff credentials. Let's see if we're up to it. And this is the Derby County team. Our perennial whiner from the Twitch series was Christian Bielik. He's still there and playing in midfield, skipper in the side. They've got Nathan Wood, who we just signed on loan in that series, spoiler alert. And they've got a lot of quality in that team and in the squad. Even the bench is pretty good. So it's going to be one hell of a test. We can certainly see why they're up in the top 6 and challenging for a playoff place themselves. But we're going to ask the lads to prove a point, put on a show for the fans. And in the first half, we want to be good on the counter. Even though we've won some of our recent games, we've not played that brilliantly. So let's see if we can change that today. Well, a quiet 19 minutes as we come back for Derby on the left-hand side. Playing some good football here. Patient build-up, not looking to just hoof it through. That's a great ball to Wells across the box. Atkinson clears away as far as Bielik. Out to the right for Nathan Wood this time. He crosses to the back post and Wells heads over. Good move from Derby County. You can tell they're a good side. But apparently we've had all the shots on target. Just not good enough to see. As we come back again for a long ball being hoofed downfield. One back by Derby in their own defensive thirds. And no real pressure on the ball as Cafaro in midfield. Forced backwards by a good press. But it's through to the keeper and he plays out to Greaves. He's got time to come over halfway. No real pressure from Bristol City. And that's a great ball. Brown brings it down. Out to the right to Leris. He cuts inside to Cafaro. And again, it's a chance for the underlap. Woods in. Great ball for Wells. You've got to applaud. They're playing some lovely stuff. And Wells looks absolutely fantastic. 27 gone. I think Derby score with their first shot on target. Unfortunately, we're just not able to live with them. So let's encourage the lads because they are struggling a bit. And hopefully we can nick a goal on the break. I think the thing is, Derby are sitting pretty deep at the moment defensively. So we've not got that space to run into in behind. We're not creating set pieces. And Derby are doing just that. Brilliant challenge from Atkinson though. Brian away to Chalabar and Kalantari. We want him on the last man, not dropping into halfway. Mousset to Darbo. Inside to Amos. That's better football. Through to Kalantari. He's broken the lines at last. Forced wide. Good block from Greaves. Really impressed me at centre-half as Greaves. And it's a corner kick. But this is where we're strong. We've scored a lot of set pieces since I've been here. That one's to the back post. It's away as far as Kalantari. Can we get the second ball in? Comes down the left-hand side to Kajar. Good ball into the back post. Mousset's up. Headed away well. Wells will get there first. He's been brilliant as well. Villalba. A player we've had before in the head coach. To Cafaro, who gives it away. His end-to-end stuff. We're coming back into it. Thompson tries to release Kalantari. Well won back by Greaves. It's a long old highlight. It normally means one thing, but at which end is the goal going to come? Nathan Wood coming down the right-hand side. Back to Leris. Inside to Cafaro and Bielik. Good ball up. Brown on. And it's somehow wide from Villalba. It was a gilt-edged chance. It should have been 2. But we survive it. 1-0 Derby, and they're on top. Though we've got a corner with Joe Bryan. Into the back post. Mousset loses out. Kalantari gets there. To Kajar, and now Atkinson. 30 yards out, can we create the chance? It's been a good half of football, but Derby are on top. It shows the level we're going to be able to compete at. The thing that worries me if we don't get promoted this year is Kalantari's up to Amos. 20 yards out, good turn. Mousset! Forced wide. Can he still get the cross in? He's by the byline. Greaves wins it again. Mousset's still coming out with the ball. The clearance finds Brian on the left. And that's part of my issue is the ageing back four. Both fullbacks over 30. Kajar's retiring and like 36, 37. Shalabar's over 30. Thompson shoots. Save down to Kalantari. Flags up. The rebound's not going to count. It stays 1-0 Derby. But a much better spell from Bristol City. And there's the half-time whistle. It's been a pretty even game in terms of territory, but Derby have created the better chances, and we just look a little frightened on the counter. We've now picked up an injury with Lys Mousset, which isn't going to help. Amos going on his own down the right into Thompson. I think the flag might go up because he was very advanced there. Oh, it's not. 10th goal of the season for him. Mousset will be replaced by Lestrange. No need to take risks at this stage of the season. That's an equaliser out the blue to start the half. Probably don't deserve it, but we'll certainly take it. As we're back with Darbo on the left-hand side, continuing to start strongly in this half. Brian picks it up at the left-back area. Back to Atkinson. Comes into midfield. He's got Muller alongside. and he can play wide again. No Darbo, but there is John Lestrange, the substitute. Goes back to Darbo. Good football, into Amos. We look a completely different side. We must have given the right team talk, as Kajar's got it again. Good switch of play to Brian. We're dragging them all over the place at the start of this half. To Max Thompson, the scorer, and Chalabar. Back to Atkinson, another patient, beautifully built up move. Through ball to Lestrange, and almost in. I thought it was tipped wide, instead it was just missed. But good football, really good signs from Bristol City. As we're back again with a set piece just inside our own half. Atkinson to Chalabar. Play a nice triangle, it's out to Brian, and now Thompson. Looks a completely different player since the break. The voice is going, but he's at the byline. We can't give up now. Brian's got a chance to cross. Back to Chalabar. To Kajar, have a go. Doesn't score many. Puts that one just wide. That would have been a moment for the history books. Instead, he's probably going to come off in a minute. As we're back with 25 to go, and this time it's Derby in possession, just trying to settle down and come forward again. To Vernier on the left, I think one of the substitutes. Gets the cross into the back post, Brian heads away. Leris will get there on the right. He crosses in towards Wells. Heads just wide of the post. Wood and Leris off for Derby County. I've got to have a look at Wells, he's been phenomenal. He's worth 15 to 20 million. He's a Derby Youth Academy prospect. And he's one hell of a target man up there. Let's go and make our sub though. It is going to be Simon Kajar who comes off. I think we'll drop Amos into the holding role and then bring on Williams box to box. Tends to be our move at the minute. Thompson's really struggling on the left. I'm going to give him 5 more. Because then based on where the game is, we'll decide whether it's Porter or whether it's the better Greenwood that we're going to bring on. 15 to go. I'm going to have to bring Greenwood because we want to try and nick this game. He should have 15 minutes in him. And we might be able to nick it. As long as we don't lose, though, we're still in the mix. 5 points with 8 to go. Not a huge deficit. And that game in hand too, don't forget. Sheffield United up next. We've got to keep our eye on that. But with 5 minutes of stoppage time to go, it's been a really good game. And it'd be heartbreaking to lose it. Barlaser plays it wide. It's into Spence. Hits the woodwork. Mullerhoof's clear. Don't lose it now. You've played so well in this second half. Don't give away a silly goal. We haven't. We've got through the 5 minutes of injury time and we're going to draw 1-1. That's a decent result. If we can win the easier games and get results in ones like this, I think we count that a success. Derby don't pull away at all. The gap stays 5 points. Sheffield United up next. Back to face Sheffield United in the second of this crucial doubleheader. And unfortunately, we've got a couple of problems. The first of them is that most of the other side got results at the weekend. So we're now 6 points off the playoffs. But if you look at it this way, there's no one in the playoffs running away. Brentford and West Brom are up. There's no way they're going to be stopped. But Luton in third, only 7 points above. So this, down to probably Fulham in 12th, is going to be a really close playoff race. And I look forward to seeing how it finishes. We've now got the top scorer in the league. We are starting to find form. But what happens at the worst possible time? Little silly injuries. So Chalabar picked up a weak one. We've got a couple of youngsters out for a long time. And we've got a couple just coming back from small knocks. So we had the player that went off at the weekend, Lys Mousset. He came back to training on Thursday. So it's a little bit difficult at the minute because we're just losing 1 or 2. And when we're going into a spell of 4 games in 10 days, that's the last thing we really want. So let's get through this Sheffield United one. We'll go and sort the team out. And we'll be back in a minute to run through it. A big game against a side in that top 6 hunt. That's who we want to beat. So not too many changes to the team today. We've rotated the midfield a bit. Chalabar in force. Kajar, we're just giving a little rest. We tried to play him more in the away games where needed. And this is the first one of those playoff chasing teams we're playing at home for a long time. So maybe that can lead to a better result. Because of Mousset's injury and lack of training in the week, Lestrange will start on the right. He's in. Sergi Roberto's in for experience. And Williams is in too, with Amos dropping to the holding role. Back from injury is Jake Vokins. He makes his way onto the bench, as does Joe Rothwell, who was tired last week. But that is what we're going for here. 1 enforced change, a couple of other ones that, they're not enforced, but we've got to rotate a little. 3 in total, a very good side we're facing. Let's see if we can stay in that playoff mix. If we lose this, it might be over. So again, I think we're probably in the category of must not lose, but would like to win. I think that's what it boils down to. They've got good players like McNair, Johnson and De Silva on the bench. Elliot Embleton there too. Soonsup Bell starts. We know he's a good attacking player. Flynn Downs, former Luton loanee. Skov Olsen's a good player too. So it's pretty evenly matched. Anthony Gordon I saw had dropped out there as well, the Everton youngster from real life. But into the first half, we're at home, and generally we've been pretty faultless there so far. So let's see if that can continue. It's a long kick from Sheffield United, flicked on easily. Got to be aware of that pace in the attacking three for the visitors, as Atkinson plays a 1-2 with Griffiths to Muller. Wouldn't mind an early goal here. Muller down the right to Williams, to Lestrange. Through ball to Kalantari, top scorer in the Championship. But that one is straight at the keeper. We also discovered why Thompson is chasing the goals so much this season. He's 1 away from 10 league goals where he gets a 60 grand bonus. So that explains why he's so keen to get in at the back post. But we can't complain at these lads. They've been brilliant since we've come in. I just hope they don't fall away now. As Williams comes down the right, won it back and has surged forward. Through ball to Kalantari. It's a brilliant 1-2. Deserves to be an assist. But Kalantari puts it just wide at the near post. Got the dink judged right in terms of height. But didn't quite keep it central enough. It goes wide at the near post. We're playing well here. With a better side, but with 25 gone, it's still goalless. A draw's not a disaster. As it stands, the gap's going back to 5. But we will have played more games than most then. And we want to try and calm that down now and get the gap down. Points on the board. Cross in from Sheffield United. And just like that again, this is something that's crept in the last few weeks. Just losing a little bit of that brilliance from set pieces. A little bit of frailty. We've lost height from the team today. Losing Kajar and losing Mousset, it's 2 of the 6-footers. And Williams, not quite as tall. Lestrange under 6'2". There are some problems, but we're going to fight on because we're playing good football. And if we can get back on terms before the break, the game's still wide open as Muller finds Roberto. Through ball to Kalantari. He's missed 2 today, which is unlike him. Doesn't miss the 3rd though. That's the quality of Sergio Roberto. Brilliant ball. His name's Sergi as well. Don't know why I've added the O on. A brilliant through ball from him. An excellent January signing. And at the break, it's 1 apiece. It's deserved. We've been the better side. And Kalantari now, with that goal under his belt, if he can start taking his chances, we could win this by 2 or 3, because he's already had a couple of great chances. Blachetta's come on the left-hand side for Soonsuk Bell, who we did keep quiet today. But as we pass the hour mark, there's not a lot happening. We might have to inject something off the bench onto this game. As Lestrange on the right-hand side, big cross, which is overhit, finds Joe Bryan, goes back to Amos, 40 yards out, tries to switch, Lestrange won't get there, and it's headed downfield to Perez. Now we've been caught out at the back. Perez goes wide, inside to Blachetta. We've lost our shape completely. Flynn Downs is challenged by Kalantari though. Wonderful work from the centre forward. It's not over yet though. Roxburgh on halfway to Oko. Finds Flynn Downs, and they're still playing some lovely football. And they are a top side. They're one of the best in the league. What we need to hope is that one of those stars off the bench can come and deliver for us. They play a big ball in from the right, which is flicked on well, but Muller brings it down. The voice is going again as Darbo gives it to Williams. Out to Lestrange on the right-hand side. Surging at the defence. Finds Roberto. Finds Kalantari. Is he onside? He only went and stayed on. 2-1. Roberto assists for Kalantari again. My word, what a January signing Roberto's been. Jez George, you absolute legend. And now we can start to think about how we hold on. But hang on a minute, Sheffield United on the attack. Olsen, who scored the first goal, on the byline on the right. Into Blachetta, headed just over the bar. Paddy McNair is on for them. What are we going to do? I think we're going to go for Amos replaced by Kajer. Just have that sitting midfielder in there. I'm going to replace Lestrange with Mousset, because why not strengthen the team, add that height from set pieces, and bring on the 2 first teamers again. I think that's the best strategy. Throw on the right for Sheffield United. I've got a choice to make now. Bryan's playing poorly at left back. Thompson in front of him's knackered. Darbo's knackered at right back. Who do we take off? Let's see what happens with this first. As Griffiths, 9 minutes to go, has the ball in hand. Long ball downfield. Kalantari loses out. Mousset loses out. He's against his former club. Plachetta puts in Perez. Where's the defence gone? Perez round the keeper. Brilliant block, Atkinson. Absolutely superb work. I'm going to take off Thompson for Greenwood. Again, fresh legs, someone who can run in behind, someone who's decent from set pieces. Let's see what they deliver. To the back post, Kajer heads clear. Williams brings it away. 5 to hold on. You might see the time wasting here, because this would be a big 3 points. And we've got 4 minutes of stoppage time. So fullbacks, you just save yourselves. You be nice and defensive there. Keep your shape. We'll have Roberto onto a defensive duty. We'll have Williams as a deep line playmaker. Mousse can drop to support. Greenwood can drop to support. And Kalantari can stay up there on his own. In terms of shape, we're going to drop the tempo, time waste all the time, be disciplined. All the old classics. Hold shape, slow down. I'm not sure we do want to hold our shape. We might well counter. We've still got quality up there. And we will not change anything on that front. Let's get into stoppage time. 4 minutes to go. If we win it, we're 3 points off the playoffs. But Plachetta's got a free kick to Skov Olsen. One off the training ground here. Plachetta again. Olsen. Embleton. Olsen. Good header, Lise Mousset. But it is backs to the wall stuff. Kalantari is chasing. But Plachetta into Downs. Finds Hyde. Look how many players they've got up. Roxburgh surges forward. Everyone's committed to the attack. Olsen crosses. Darbo heads away. Brilliant work with Williams the skipper. Long ball which Kalantari chases. Occo gets there first. We're into the final minute of the 4 added on. And this is too tense to deal with at the moment. We can't have 8 more games like this as McNair comes down the right. Finds Skov Olsen. Good through ball. Perez is in. Oh, please be offside. Please let the flag go up. Oh, it does. We've been saved by the assistant referee's flag. Who needs VAR when you've got a linesman like that? Excellent work. 5 seconds to go. Take it all before you kick it, Griffiths, will you? Come on, ref, you can blow the whistle. He does. By the skin of our teeth, we hold on in another evenly matched game. We're basically on a par with a lot of these sides in the top half. It is so closely matched. But 4 points, we said at the start we'd take it. My word, we will. Let's have a look at the table and when we're next going to be back. Well, what a championship table. 6 points now separate 10 sides. Derby in 3rd to their rivals Forest in 12th. And we are right in that mix. We're one of 4 teams on 60. The goal difference might be an issue, but we're only 3 points off the playoffs. Ignore the fact we've played more games than every team bar Derby. We've got a real chance. So this is going to be one hell of a dramatic end to the season. Next episode, Everton in the FA Cup quarter-final and Fulham, who are right in that mix on 60 with us. Let's have a look at when that's going to be. But my word, this has been one hell of a season. Possibly the best new manager bounce we've ever had at a club. So 1 game off camera against mid-table Stoke, and then we will be back for Everton and possibly Fulham, because I think that's the international break, so we might have something changed around. But an FA Cup quarter-final, after all the excitement in the league, is still something for us to really get our teeth sunk into. 1 game from Wembley, but a difficult test against a good Premier League side. That's what we said about Arsenal though. Haven't got the home fans this time, we'll give it a good go. If you did enjoy this episode, 2 very tense, tight games against playoff rivals, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments if you think we'll make it. If you can remember on this channel us having a better new manager bounce anywhere. Because I can't remember one that's been so dramatic for a long, long time. Generally our first month or two is a little bit ropey before we get settled in. But here, we've just flown out the traps. I know it's been helped by the fact we've got a brilliant team and that some of the star players bizarrely weren't playing before. The director of football's added great players. Look at Roberto there with 2 assists. And Kalantari, possibly the best player I've ever managed outside the Premier League. Bold statement. Let me know if you disagree. If you want to stay up to date, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. This one, if I've done my maths right, will be back on Sunday afternoon. Tomorrow morning, the New Year's message, the channel update for 2022. That will be followed by Hemel Hempstead Town, a big end of season review there after 5 years in. A lot of work to do that summer too. Sunday morning, the finale of the Cricket 22 series, at least I expect it to be prior to recording. And Sunday afternoon, Everton in the FA Cup quarter-final. I don't make weekends like this too often. I really hope you'll come and join me for it. We are live on Twitch Sunday morning too. But a massive thank you for watching. Your continued support as always. All the links to playlists you may need in the eye above. And I'll see you next time for a very special occasion and hopefully a chance to edge closer to the playoffs. I'll see you there.